Hey y'all, Sherry G. Well, OWN finally dropped a couple of more sneak peeks, and boy, have I got something to say. So I'm going to play the audio clips for each one of them. It was two different ones. One is where Tiffany and Kiki were in conversation, and the other is where Tiffany and Melody were in conversation. So I'm going to play one, get my commentary on that, play the other, get my commentary on that. Before I do, though, I hope you hit the like button on your way in. If you didn't do that, you can go ahead and do it now. And please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Also, keep in mind that the views I express in this video are all alleged. They're of my own opinion and those who choose to comment down below in the comment section. And it's all for entertainment. So, here we go.
Girl, after the party was over, we got home. I said, all right, Mariah, let's call your dad so you can go hang out with him, Call. Let me let you listen to it. Now listen at this. Yes, sir. So you're not going to get a knee today? No, I'll get to my next car. Okay. Yeah. You're not getting her today? I'm going to get her on Monday. Now. You hear me laugh? Because it's funny to me. You stood out here in this party for 30 minutes talking about I should be able to have her on her birthday.
He acts like, no, it's Mel, like, no.
It's the reason I move like I move. Martell's very manipulative. I wish I had have had my children by a man, not a queen, but a man.
You and I know of your family.
We never have to speak, and I'm absolutely okay with that. Well, let me educate you about what knowing of someone.
Oh, I don't need to be educated.
No, knowing clearly you do. Clearly. Poor sad soul. Okay, knowing of someone. That's someone you've never met, you've never communicated with, none of that. I've had many of an exchange with you. I've known Tiffany for years. My son actually played for her husband's baseball team.
You and I know.
Hey y'all. Sorry, I just keep thinking about Melody calling Martell a queen. It just made my Friday morning. I wasn't expecting that. And obviously, neither was Tiffany. Because when Melody said it, Tiffany went, oop. But anyway, I really enjoyed, not her calling him a queen, because that was funny, like I said. But this clip was small, but I feel like it was powerful. And the reason why I say that is because, I like to get down in the comment section to see what other people are saying and how they're feeling. And because a lot of times it can help shed some light or put things in a different perspective when people share their thoughts. But what I liked about reading the comment section here, of course, there's some people, we call them pick-me's, that are still like, well, I can't believe that Melody would use Mariah like that. She's not using Mariah. I don't know what they're looking at. But anyway, but what I loved was to see the people who weren't really necessarily feeling Melody, and they're not necessarily Melody fans, and they said that. There's people who are really, really vying for Martell. There are a couple of gentlemen who actually made comments, and they were really vying for him. But now they see how manipulative he is, and just how really bad he is at making choices that are best for the children, that he's really not thinking about the children, that he's thinking about himself. And there were people that were especially upset with Melody about this whole birthday parties thing. But now they see that, well, he didn't even come get her after all of that. And we know that scene was heavily edited. So just based on what they saw, they felt like Melody was wrong and that she could have at least. But even after all of that, after being offered that you can have for the rest of the day, he turns around and says, I'll get her on Monday. And the reason why I disagree with the people who say that she shouldn't have had Mariah, pick up the phone and call him, is because Mariah is old enough, and she's old enough to pick up the phone and have a conversation with her father. And especially in this instance where he texts Mariah after being escorted out of the venue, he texted her and said that your mom kicked me out. Yes, she should have allowed Mariah to call her dad so that he could be the bearer of bad news. Well, I'm sure Melody was thinking it would be good news, right? But either way, Mariah should have been the one to hear from the horse's mouth versus Melody saying, well, you're calling and then saying, well, your dad's not going to come get you. Because then it could still further damage Mariah's image of her mom in that instance. Thinking, okay, you kicked him out. I wonder what happened now. He's not going to come get me. It's your fault. What did you say to him? Kind of thing. So I'm glad. And with a gentleman, or I'm not even going to call him a gentleman, with an alleged queen like Martell, you have to have a lot of different weapons in your arsenal, right? You got to have a lot of different modes of protecting yourself and getting receipts. So I'm so glad that she captured that conversation by recording it because, hey, she has to move the way she has to move because he's always trying to discount her and tear away at her character and make her look bad. And Tiffany even alluded to that. Like, he's always saying that everything's your fault. But wow, so even Tiffany can now see that something's really not right here. Like, he did all of that. And allegedly, to make it even worse, he petitioned the court to take Mariah away that day. Not even both the girls, but just Mariah. And, there's been a lot of conversation about that. Why would he just take Mariah? Because she is the oldest and she's the one that he can manipulate. He can manipulate her. She's the oldest. And I just really don't know. I just pray that everything works out well as far as all of their relationships and that they really learn how to co-parent together in a peaceful way where the children aren't used as pawns. And I'm not saying Melody's doing that at all, but I do believe that Martell is doing that. And I don't think he's doing it with all the children. Like I said, right now, it just seems like it's Mariah. Mariah's the one that he's using. And maybe it's because she is the oldest. And Tank is a boy. So, boys are going to go for their moms anyway. That's just natural. And then Sugar Mama and Boss Babe are just like, they're too young. So at this point. But anyway, I did enjoy that little clip. And I'm glad that Melody had her receipt. Now, as far as the conversation with Kiki and Tiffany, I'm glad to see Kiki standing up for herself because I was worried that she wouldn't. I was worried that she would just be the punching bag and kind of sit back and not say anything. But she handled that situation. She handled that situation in a classy way because there is a difference between knowing someone and knowing of someone. So, what was Tiffany saying? I don't need to be schooled. Well, you do, because you said I know of you. But no, you know a little bit more than just of me. We've had conversation before. Our boys play together on the same team. They actually play for your husband's team. So you know more than just of me, knowing of someone. Like, I know of my neighbor down the street, but I really don't know them. I barely even know their names. That I don't know who their children are. I don't know anything really about them. I don't know what they do, but I know of them. As a matter of fact, I have neighbors across the street and down a little bit. I know of them. I wave and I speak to them. I can't even remember their names. I don't know where they work. I know they have a dog and I know they have a child. That's all I know. But so I know of them. We've never had any conversation. We speak and we go about our business. But my neighbors directly across the street, I know them. We do things together. My neighbor right next door over here, I know them. We do things together. I dog sit for them. So it is a distinct difference between knowing of someone and knowing someone. And I'm so glad that Kiki schooled Tiffany on that. It'll be interesting to see how this whole thing plays out. So I guess this Saturday is going to be the tea party. Anyway, that's all I have for you today. Please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell because I will be back. Until then, ciao.